Confident they will make it on all 50 state ballots come November. Joining me now is the vice chair of the Libertarian Party, Arvin Vohra. Arvin, thanks for taking a few minutes. Well, let me start with watching the convention this weekend, the Libertarian convention. One thing that struck me was Gary Johnson, now the presidential nominee, making his case to your delegates for Bill Weld to be his running mate. And clearly a lot of the delegates are sort of libertarian true believers. They didn't want to go with Weld. And he basically made the case that there is no one else out there who will give your party, the Libertarian Party, the kind of visibility, the kind of media attention in that vice presidential slot that Bill Weld would. He was appealing to pragmatism there.
There's a certain amount of truth to that, but the real fact is this. Bill Weld made it very, very clear that he is looking to downsize government. He's looking to get things like the Department of Education out of the way of excellent education. He's looking to end the war on drugs so we can stop locking people up for these victimless crimes, so we can have safer communities, so we can put these cartels out of business. And what really sold the delegates eventually was the fact that in addition to that, he's looking to improve lives by cutting government.
So you're looking at a situation here, and this came up a lot in those speeches I heard yesterday, where Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, they both have unfavorable ratings of over 50%. We have never seen a situation in sort of modern presidential politics where both major party candidates have negatives this high going into the election. So there's clearly an opening here for a third candidate to make some noise. The key for you guys is to get into those debates this fall. You need to be getting 15%. You need this Johnson-Weld ticket to be running at 15% this fall in the polls. You think you have a realistic shot at that?
Absolutely. Now that we're actually being included in the polls, which didn't happen in 2012, we're in a much better place to get that 15%. And what's going to sell people is the fact that we are the only party who has the solutions that people are looking for. We know that getting rid of college subsidies will lower the price of college tuition, and that's going to appeal to those Sanders supporters. We know that getting rid of these social welfare programs will bring positive rather than dangerous immigration, and that's going to appeal to those Trump supporters. And so many people are going to tie into and really connect with the ideas of smaller government to empower individuals.
That's interesting. You're talking about Sanders supporters. I mean, Sanders is a socialist. He is a socialist by his own definition. He wants a much wider, a much bigger social safety net. You're talking about appealing to Sanders supporters and cutting that social safety net vastly. How can you appeal to a Sanders supporter?
The Sanders supporters, they don't want college debt. They don't want these high tuitions, and they incorrectly believe that the way to do that is by having government subsidies. I believe that we'll make a very strong case to show those people that if we got rid of all federal aid, all guaranteed student loans, that colleges would have no choice but to lower tuitions, and massive college debt would be a thing of the past, and I guarantee Sanders supporters will connect to that.
All right, Arvin Vohra, the vice chair of the Libertarian Party. Could be a very interesting fall with that ticket you've nominated. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, now overnight, Iraqi troops launching a major offensive to retake Fallujah from ISIS. Where that fight stands and what comes next, it's when we continue on this Monday here on MS-NBC Live.
And in a world held back by compromise, businesses need the agility to do one thing and another.